Good morning, good afternoon, or good evening, depending on where you're tuning in. Welcome to another live edition of Crime Time with Judy Ron and Ed Wallace. It's been a long time, but we have so much to report on as it pertains to this wicked live coverage of this winter storm. Snow has been impacting many states down south where you normally don't get snow, like Texas, Arkansas, Tennessee. But really, at last estimation, 220 million people are immediately impacted by this snow event. So it's good to see everybody here. I'm feeling a little bit better. It's been a real shitty several months for me, and I haven't been able to bring you live coverage. But let's listen in. This is New York live coverage, the winter storm from local NBC station here in New York. Let me know if the volume is good. And hello to everybody, and thank you for everyone piling in. Don't worry, mods. I took the modding off actually because I didn't need it, but I'm going to add it back. So as people come in, I'll add you back in. Let's take a listen live.
On this monster
Let me know if the volume is good.
storm, Raph, we've seen the shot from Little Italy before.
Yeah.
It doesn't really look like that street's been treated at all.
No, yeah, I mean, we see some folks out there braving the elements. Very cold out there besides the snow. And we have that moderate snowfall. See, it's blowing now kind of sideways. So an indication that the winds are really picking up as well. And I haven't seen any cars passing here for several hours. So yeah, the snow just is allowed to pile up. And this is going to be the scene on many sidewalks and streets around the tri-state, especially since it's a Sunday and there is just less traffic in general. Major winter storm, we're advising you, of course, to stay off the roads. Treacherous conditions, especially now through late afternoon. We're going to see the heavy snow, which we have right now. Then we're going to see ice, freezing rain and sleet mixing in the city and down the Jersey Shore. To the north, it remains all snow, difficult travel for everyone, and not a whole lot of help from Mother Nature in terms of melting all of the snow. How much will we end up with? We're still on track for over a foot in this pink shaded area. Northern Westchester, this is going to be our bullseye, our jackpot, because of the lack of mixing. We'll see that sleet cutting down the totals a bit around the city, 8 to 12, and lower than that, generally in the 5 to 8 inch range. We're not too far away from seeing some mixing down the Jersey Shore, starting out in Ocean County. Live storm tracker 4 shows that it is still all snow right now. From Putnam County, some heavier snow, some deeper bands there, some lighter snow off to the south and west. Very cold. We can't forget about the cold, even though we're focused on the snow. It feels like below zero right now. 10 below Hartford, 8 below at Bridgeport. Not much better across Long Island, and we're below zero in terms of the wind chill values across New Jersey. Visibility, that's tough, near zero in Ridgewood and Central Park, showing that moderate to even occasionally heavy snow that we're dealing with. We'll have much more coming.
Good to see everybody. This is live weather coverage from New York, storm coverage. This is a massive winter snowstorm. It's not only slamming the whole entire state of New York, but it's looking like 20, 30 states have been directly affected by this. So whatever state you're watching from, let us know what the conditions are there. If you're in Ohio, or if you're down in Little Rock, Arkansas, if you're in Houston or Dallas, Texas, let us know. Oklahoma, we like to hear from everybody across the board. Good to see all my friends coming back in here. I feel strong today. I haven't felt this good in a while, but it's always great to see everybody. Let me know where you're chiming in and what the weather is like where you are. Debbie from Georgia is checking in. Thank you, everybody.
Up in your full forecast in just a few minutes. Jen and Gus, over to you.
Okay, and Storm Team 4's Dave Price has been crisscrossing the city this morning. He was in Staten Island just a short while ago. Now he's on the BQE near Industry City in Brooklyn. Dave, what are you seeing out there? Looks like some stalled out cars or something.
Thank you,
Yeah,
Sipo.
it's not so much stalled out cars, it's stuck cars. You know, we're on that little bit of an incline as we're on our way into the U-Carry. We'll swing to he's pushing him. I don't know if you can see this gentleman with Jersey plates right in front of us in a 4x4 is pushing a Nissan Sentra to get him up the incline here. We're behind the Acadia. Let's go wide if we can, and you can see he's actually. Well, now let's see. The gentleman in the Nissan seems to be traveling on his own, but he cannot get coverage or traction, I should say, in that car. And this Acadia is attempting to.
Great to see you, Barbara George. Great to see everybody, Kitty KU. Everyone piling in. It's nasty in Oklahoma, says Amanda Chancellor. Thank you for checking in. Let me know where you're watching, city, state. What's the weather conditions like for you? We'd like to hear about it. Aunt BB2, great to see you.
A slight incline, and that is giving some cars, and I'm going to say a lot of the front wheel drive cars we've seen, real fits getting up here. So the conditions are very slick.
Sipo Ones, thank you so much for the $50 super chat. Very generous. He or she says, it's been a while. Good to see another Duty Ron live. Well, it's good to be back. I actually have some news to report to you guys. If you stay till the end, I have a lot of exciting information, a lot of new news to give to you guys about me and what's going to happen in the future for Crime Time with Duty Ron and Ed Wallace. So stick around to the end. We'll be live for about 35 minutes here.
Right now, the snow is coming down. You can't even see over the hill, so visibility is down as well. We're gonna pass at this point, but my goodness, that is car-to-car contact in order to get him up and get him over the hump, if you will, and push him towards either the Midtown Tunnel, also known as the UL Carey Tunnel now, or towards the RFK Bridge, as it's known now, which many of us from times.
Officer Laurie, I wish I felt really good, but I thank you for that. Thank you for being kind.
All right, we're going to go to Albany right now. Governor Hochul's holding a press conference. Let's tune in with that.
All right, let's listen to this. New York State Governor Kathy Hochul giving a press conference. This happened just a short time ago.
And those who are in rooms like this across the state, but also out in our communities and on the streets. We sleep safer at night, and we are safer during a storm like this because of their hard work. This is certainly the coldest weather we've seen, the coldest winter storm we've seen in years. And truly, New York State is locked into a grip here. An Arctic siege has taken over our state and many other states across the nation. And the snowstorm we've been expecting is now underway, but it is brutal, it is bone chilling, and it is dangerous. Snow began falling already on Long Island and New York City early this morning. Snow is now falling in Albany and everywhere in between. As I mentioned, we're not alone. It's hitting the entire state and 30 states as well this weekend. So we are anticipating the longest cold stretch and the highest snow totals the state has seen in several years. The longest cold stretch and the highest snow totals in years. Already, records in the state have been shattered. Shocking reports out of Watertown. Actual temperature in Watertown was minus 34 and minus 49 in Copenhagen. That is not the real feel. That is not the wind chill. That is actual temperature. We warned this to be dangerously cold, and it is not it's been unrelenting. Friday, temperatures across the state were as low as minus 40 to minus 20 and felt as cold as minus 30 to minus 50. But I know New Yorkers know how to deal with the weather. And again, I've been at this Emergency Operations Center to see how impressive our operations are. Always want to take a chance to thank the plow drivers, the hospital workers, and all the emergency and essential personnel who are there. As you know, I declared a state of emergency on Friday. Since then, to enhance our response, we've deployed over 100 National Guard members. Many of them are concentrated downstate at this time to go where they're needed, and also to particularly help on Long Island and the Hudson Valley and New York City. We've also taken some steps to make our roads safer, banning long tandem tractor trailers on the thruway as of 6 a.m. today. Commercial vehicles are right now restricted to the right lane only on state roads, and 2 counties have full travel bans in place, Dutchess and Ulster, and additional travel advisories and restrictions are all over the state. We have, as I mentioned, deployed additional resources. We have additional DOT personnel who have been all over the state. I mentioned the other day we have countless snow plows and lifts and all the equipment that's necessary, plenty of salt. We've been stocking up on salt in anticipation that our plow drivers would need this to keep the roads clear. And for parents in New York City, about an hour ago, the mayor announced that schools will move to remote learning tomorrow. So to the snow forecast.
This is video inside the Midtown Tunnel. This is the tunnel that joins New York City with the borough of Queens. So Long Island City is where the Midtown Tunnel starts on the Queens side, and it ends up in Manhattan. This is a wild tunnel to go through. Put a 1 in the chat if you've been through the New York Midtown Tunnel. If you drove through it, it's a pretty wild experience. Put a 2 if you've never. This is a view inside the New York City Midtown Tunnel.
Everyone across the state should prepare for a solid day and a half of this weather, and the heaviest snow will still be coming this afternoon.
Zero.
Because commercial vehicles. So we've had some changes in the recommendations from National Weather Service, but I also want to make a point here. A number of years ago, we created the State Weather Risk Communication Center. This is the first in the nation state-of-the-art facility, which I've toured many times, that gives us daily weather briefs. And they're willing to go out and forecast across the state snowfalls and temperatures even out through the next weekend, which is further than the National Weather Service does at this time. What that means is we have earlier information about longer-term impacts that we can prepare for. Deploy the resource.
Evie, thank you so much. She sends in a $10 super chat and says, be safe, everyone. Ron, it's good to see you on a live. Think of you often. And I think of all of you guys often. I love and miss you guys. My health hasn't been doing great as it pertains to my strength, but I'm getting back there. And I hope to, in February, be back on the high horse with Ed Wallace doing live streams with you guys again soon. And for those of you who are joining in, it's been a long time since we've been live, and it's not because I don't like to, be here and spend time with you guys. But my health has been I've been struggling, and I'm getting back to it. I feel strong. I'm feeling better. I just need a couple more weeks, and I should be back. So thank you to everyone who stuck with me and stuck it out. And thank you for all the positive notes and messages of love and support. This is the entrance to the Midtown Tunnel on the Queens side. Here, let's take a peek.
Collisions. We're not expecting that, but there could be.
This is not the entrance to the Midtown Tunnel. Excuse me. We'll see it in a few.
High wind event either. There are parts of Long Island and New York City that could gust up to 30, 35 miles an hour. So this is a factor as well. We're not expecting widespread power outages, as I mentioned, but that being said, it's always better to be prepared in advance, and we have 5,500 linemen and women ready to restore power if necessary. And Con Ed has brought in mutual additional assistance as well. So what about traveling, those who are going to be on the roads? Number one, if you can be off the roads, that is the best advice. Stay off the roads. They're going to be slick, icy, snow-covered. And if you can stay home with these extremely cold temperatures and hazardous roads, you and your family will be much, much safer. So tomorrow's commute for those who are working. We encourage other employers to allow their workers, if possible, to work remote. Hi,
Angela. Good to see you. Angela's been someone who I've been communicating with by text message back and forth on social media, and we've been talking quite a bit. So thank you, Angela, for your support, your love, and for sticking it out with me here. It sucks when you're one of your favorite live streamers don't go live. You always have to consume your true crime maybe elsewhere, and that's good. I'm glad that we have choices. So, but I appreciate everyone for sticking it out with us and staying here and being a part of this community. We love you guys.
We know there's many who cannot. And I thank our nurses and hospital personnel and medical personnel across the state who know they have to be out there, our first responders and others. But if you can avoid travel, we'd want to have that happen as well, as much as possible. As I mentioned, state employees are working remotely on Monday.
Thank you for those gifted
So we also
memberships.
want to make sure the plows can get through. Commissioner Dominguez knows this, and I've been a passenger in a plow, and the biggest concern they have is their own visibility and making sure that they can do their jobs without worrying about the other vehicles around them. So,
hey, Kimbo Louie, I hope I got that right. Kim Babalui. I'm not sure. Last night there was hundreds of flights, maybe thousands of flights canceled and delayed. The numbers were astronomical, but I'm going to show you a live view of what it looks like right outside my house, because I have my live cameras that are pointing out to the street and pointing into my backyard. And I'm going to show you guys the live conditions that are going on right now in New York at Duty Ron's abode.
So do this to help not just yourself stay safe on the roads, but also our plow drivers. And the good news for downstate, those who rely on public transportation, the MTA is planning on maintaining a weekend schedule. Trains and buses will continue to run. Again, this is always subject to change. We'll be focused on snow removal on platforms and near stations.
Officer Lori, awesome.
But we're concerned about keeping people safe as they get to their jobs. We also have a number of special elections scheduled for Tuesday, February 3rd. And so the ones that are in New York City, in that area, we're going to be suspending early voting for today and tomorrow. So we want to make sure people mark their calendars. If they want to vote early, we will be adding extra hours to help compensate for that. So New Yorkers, stay home, hunker down, root against the Patriots. That's up to you personally, personal decision. But also sign up for text alerts so you can be up to date with all the information we want to share with you. 333-111 will get you.
Thanks for joining, Allison. Great to see you. So many people checking in. Sooner Gal, thank you for letting us know 10 inches in Oklahoma. Holy cow. That's not a normal event for Oklahoma, that's for sure. And, Texas doesn't get snow. Florida got snow a couple of days ago or last week in Pensacola. There was snow on the beach.
Bend down your knees. You want to bend down so you can protect your back. Also, you don't have to have a high amount of snow on the shovel. I'll give you a demonstration outside if you want. But neighbors of mine have had heart attacks from shoveling too much snow. It's better to take multiple smaller bites at it, lift smaller amounts of snow. Everybody that knows me, I usually screw up screen names. I don't read them right. That's one thing I suck at, to mention a few. But I'm glad I got it right. Also, if you're indoors, and you will be indoors, test your smoke and carbon monoxide detectors in case you have to use indoor space heaters. Dress in layers, cover every part of your body. I was outside yesterday, I had face wrapped up in a scarf, ears covered, hand warmers in the gloves. There are ways to protect if you must be out there.
Deco, good to see you.
I've mentioned before how important it is to make sure your vehicle can save your life if necessary. Again, you must consider the worst case scenarios when you're going out. You do not know that what you think is just a safe ride to the grocery store or an appointment can result in you going off the road and having to rely on your vehicle if you're stuck in a snowbank.
New York Bomb, great to see you.
We talked about having extra.
How are you faring, my dear? I know you're a fellow New Yorker. Nothing could stop you. So good to see you, New York Bomb. Thanks for joining.
Another pro tip, just takes a long towel from the bathroom, roll it up and stick it in front of the door. It can stop a lot of wind from coming in, or use the plastic sheets that you put on the windows with a blow dryer. It's kind of a fun thing to do. So also, this is a time to be a good neighbor. Check on your elderly neighbors. I have shoveled the sidewalks of my neighbors when I was growing up. It's what we always did, our neighbors next door. Also, watch out for pets. I know many of them have to go outside, but keep an eye on them and don't let them stay outside too long. So the bottom line is this. We're not through it. This is sort of the beginning. We've been talking about this for days. Different parts of our state are being affected differently at different times, but this is a statewide event. It is unrelenting. We don't expect any relief from this forecast at this time. And all of our state agencies, I just had a chance to thank them a few minutes ago. They are work clock, tirelessly around the clock. And we're going to continue being flexible. So, as I mentioned, we have.
Hey, thanks for everybody for joining. Welcome in. And let me know where you're watching, city or state. And if you're having snow conditions, let us know what your snow conditions are. If you had it already and you're in the recovery mode, or if it's sleeting or whatever the case may be, let us know, city, state, or country, if you're watching from outside the U.S. Eileen Becker, good to see you. Thank you, Seeking Justice, for being here. All the channel members. Michael Joseph Murray, member for 27 months. Great to see everybody. Thank you for joining. Timmy Acosta, my brother from another mother. He said, Ron, listening to her is like scratching your nails on a chalkboard. I know. I'm trying to pause it and fast forward it. But, this is for fellow New Yorkers. This is our governor.
Sure that we
got to listen to her.
Everybody. Be smart. Exercise caution and look out for each other. So let me turn it over to Acting Commissioner.
All right, she's turning it over now. My son is in Miami, which had 80-degree temperatures yesterday. I'm so jealous of him. That's where he lives. So he's in Miami, and it's beautiful.
Governor, I'd like to say thank you very much for coming to the EOC today to see the staff. What you see today in the EOC is the nerve center of the state's response to any crisis or emergency. And today we have not only representatives from the Division of Homeland Security and Emergency Services, but also from our partner agencies. And what they're doing is they're bringing in information from throughout the state. They're seeing where resources need to go to help answer any task that's in front of us, and they deploy those resources. And what you saw in that other room are some of the nation's best emergency
Kimberly,
management professionals. It's not only the division that is working. We also have representatives from the Department of Environment.
Stop rubbing it in, Rad Poker 47, Trader and Playa 22. If I was on screen, I would show you a little bit of something, and it wouldn't be nice. I'm only kidding. I'm glad you're in a nice, warm place. San Diego's beautiful.
Are not in the facility. As the governor mentioned, there are emergency operation centers operating throughout the state in localities and counties, and New York State is helping to support those. And those include New York City Emergency Management, Nassau, Suffolk, Ulster, Orange, and Monroe County, as well as Dutchess, Sullivan, and Westchester. And we also have staff working with Buffalo as well. The governor told
Wendy,
you about the
you read
weather.
my mind. I have him in the playlist. I'm going to go to him soon.
See a change in New York City and on Long Island, where it will switch over
Smart
from
Shopper
snow to freezing
3606. Bah humbug.
through around midnight, when it will switch back to snow. This will make for dangerous travel. Thankfully, though, we are forecasting very low amounts of ice accumulation. We do not expect power outages and downed power lines. It is important to know, though, if you see a down power line, treat it as if it is live. Stay at least 30 feet away and call 911. There is no rest from the weather in New York. Immediately after this snowstorm, we are going to see a lake effect storm come in, and thanks to our friends at the Nice Work, they have forecasted that we will see snow bands setting up both off of Ontario County as well as Ontario as well as Lake Erie. That will start Tuesday night and will go through Thursday.
Oh, no,
We're
Lexi.
also going to be seeing extended cold. These cold temperatures will last through the weekend. So that's important. The governor gave you tips on how to shovel. Start shoveling early. There isn't going to be a thaw over the course of the next week. So get that snow off of your sidewalk and out of your driveway.
I've seen a lot of comments like this on the different socials. People feel like the snow is geo-engineered. But thanks for the laugh. I appreciate that. Programmed to terminate.
Stay in the right-hand lane. In addition to the travel bans in Dutchess and Ulster County, individuals should check their local county's websites for any additional travel restrictions in their area. Long Island Railroad and Metro North are going to be operating on a Sunday.
Albany's going to
throughout the country. So make sure that you check before you go to the airport. We've already seen cancellations of up to 90% at different airports. To reiterate what the governor said, please stay home. Don't be on the roads. Allow DOT and throughway plow operators to do their job. Do not crowd the plow. If you have to travel, please check 511ny.org first. It is a great source of information on the status of the roads state.
This is a great comment right here from Deco Painter and T. Please, if you can, put salt out after shoveling your sidewalk in front of your house. It gets icy. I fell on ice Christmas Eve morning and broke my great upper bone on her butt, and muscles pulled. Yeah. Tubuloicity. I hope you're recovering, Deco Painter. Great to see you. Love and respect always, and healing vibes sent your way.
under the guidance of the Office of Temporary and Disability Assistance, we will make sure that shelters are available to those who need them. Also, counties will stand up warming centers. If you do lose power, call 211 and they will
Hello, neighbor, Massapequa, Rex Heuermann country, Massapequa Park, actually. But yes, good to see you. Thank you for joining. You're a hop, skip, and a jump from me.
tell you in your area where you can find a warming shelter.
Thank you,
And
Justine.
we've been getting an update from Governor Hochul and other state officials on what they are describing as an unrelenting statewide event, the longest cold stretch and highest amounts of snowfall that we have seen in years.
Yeah, it's
If you
painful.
want the Cliff Notes version from the governor, it's hunker down, because this weather system is going to affect us in many ways for many, many more days going forward.
And in fact, one fact she threw out there that in Watertown, a reading of negative 34 degrees, that was
Negative 34 degrees in Watertown. Hey, I just want to say to Beamer, my good friend, I hope you're recovering well. Sending you a lot of love and positive vibes and healing prayers. So, and to everybody and anyone who's struggling, there's a lot of us that struggle out there. So healing vibes and prayers to everybody. Be kind to your neighbor. Check in on your elderly friends, family, neighbors, loved ones. Give a call, knock on a door. Being kind is free. Look, in my condition with my tumors of cancer in my back, I fired up my snowblower and did my neighbors. I did the whole side of the street. Granted, it was just about 4 or 5 inches, but I went up and down. I went across the street and did a couple of the elderly neighbors and came back in and now ran downstairs to do a live stream with you guys. So that's one clue that I'm getting a little better, that I was able to do that. So I took it easy. I went slow, but help your fellow neighbors and people who need your assistance. If you're capable, go out and do it, but do it slow and do it at your own pace. That's my message.
without the wind chill. And I just
yeah.
thought, we think it's bad here in New York at 12, but
I know. I had the same feeling. You're like, well, I guess we shouldn't complain. No, but it's still very cold
yes,
here.
and that's a big part of the problem with this storm, right?
Exactly. And that's why the snow is accumulating. We're not seeing any melting, and it's not going anywhere anytime soon. And when you get the ice on top of it, we still haven't even entered that part of the storm just yet, but I could see the ice creeping north as I'm looking at the radar. Right now, still all snow across the span. You can see it's that darker blue, that heavier snow. Visibility really cut down across the span. A few cars out there, but hardly any at all. And again, our reporters are dealing with that heavier snow. Agabi, Dave Price, Paisley, and Jess up in Fairfield County, all dealing with snowfall rates of around 1 inch per hour, even more than that. Now, I keep looking down the short seaside heights. Some crazy drifting, by the way. No snow here. And then you have it looks like a foot or more just next to that trash can. So the wind a factor there. But we will see the change over here first. Once we see the sleet mixing in, the accumulating snow has really ended down the Jersey Shore. So we're going to watch that. I'm expecting it to happen anytime over the next hour or so. Live Storm Tracker 4 shows the radar. Philadelphia has already started mixing, so the accumulating snow really ending there along I-95. And this warm air aloft is going to slide in our direction over the next couple of hours. But in the meantime, we have to the north heavy precip, which is falling as all snow in places like Newark, Central Park, visibility down to a quarter of a mile in Poughkeepsie and White Plains, Bridgeport, Long Island, all seeing that moderate to occasionally heavy snow. Visibility a little.
Jimmy, same to you. Stay safe if you're on Long Island or if you're anywhere within this humongous storm track. Stay safe wherever you are. If you don't have to drive, don't go out. If you have to go out, be very careful. And just stay away from those plows and emergency service vehicles. If you're home alone and you're by yourself, make sure you have charged up batteries, make sure you have a cell phone ready. And if you have to call for emergency services, if you don't have heat, call the police. That's what they're there for. They'll send fire or EMS, and they will get you out into a warming center. There's no reason for anybody to freeze to death in their own home. If you're alone and your heat goes out, or if you don't have heat and you're in this zone where there's, single digits, double digit temperatures with wind chills down and into the negatives, call emergency services. That's what they're there for. Let them take you to a warming center so you could be alive to talk about it. Don't try to be a hero. That's why we have emergency services. That's why we pay our taxes, to have these services availed to us. So please, if your power goes out and it gets too cold, don't try to hunker down. Call for help. I beg you.
little bit lighter there in Belmar, where you have some lighter snow bands in the mix. And the winds have been ramping up along the shore, gusting between 20 and 30 miles per hour, starting to blow that snow around. Again, Live Storm Tracker 4 shows you where those deeper blue bands are just around New York City, and especially to the north into northwest New Jersey, where we already have several inches of snow on the ground. And that cold has not changed much. We've gone.
Hey, Jimmy, there's Massapequa on the map, or there was somebody from Massapequa. Somebody in the chat said they were from Massapequa. There we are. We hit the map. Islip, East Hampton. This is all the way up north to Monticello and Poughkeepsie, and we'll see in the numbers up there.
On from 11 to 12 now in Central Park. Single-digit temperatures continue off to the north and west. Snow continues to pile up in Fairfield County. Again, these totals are rapidly changing because we're seeing the snow really adding up quickly. So we're probably well on our way to half a foot in much of Fairfield County. That's where we stand in Uptown. Washington Heights, 5.9 inches. Staten Island, over 5 inches. So we need a couple more inches, and we'll get to that 8-inch threshold in the city. Greenpoint, 4.
Yeah, well, we saw some snow plows. We're going to switch the camera in a moment and get back on the Deegan, and we're taking you to Arthur Avenue right now. You know,
this is Arthur Avenue in the Bronx, where he's going into the Bronx. Famous Arthur Avenue, where all the Italian food is. So let's listen to this. This is road coverage from Storm Channel 4, Storm Team coverage from Channel 4.
But they are clearly the worst they have been as we've been journeying throughout New York City since roughly what time, Freddie? Since I think I know we started in Central Park at I think 5.
Who here in the chat wants to see live cameras from outside my home to see what the current conditions are doing? If you want to see that, press a 1 in the chat. If you'd rather see this local coverage, press a 2. 1 to see the cameras live from my home. 2 to see this live coverage from the news.
We've needed to be critical of the sanitation department, but what we have witnessed today is really consistent, steady success from the men and women who make up New York's strongest. So hats off. Now, that doesn't mean that it's going to be easy sailing from here on out. If you're taking a look at the picture in front of us.
Damn, I didn't even see not one number 2.
Right now, as we journey up on the Deegan, and the snowfall rates are going to continue to stay heavy now through the next several hours.
Patty, that's an awesome comment. Patty P 5450. Oh, hey, wait, I need some fresh mozzarella and prosciutto from Arthur Avenue. Shout out to my Madonia Bakery. Yeah.
Also a little surprised, and I keep on looking at Freddie for
Becky B, good to see you.
I'm a little surprised at how many vehicles there are on the road at this point. The governor has said, the mayor has said, the governors of Connecticut and New Jersey and throughout most municipalities, stay off the roads. If you do not absolutely positively need to get somewhere, there's just no reason to be out, and it is slippery. I've talked about this earlier this morning, worth mentioning again. On wet roadways, snowy roadways, it will take you typically 3 to 4 times as long to stop your vehicle as it will on a drier road. And when you add in ice, which we may get later today, that can be 10 times longer to stop in. So the roadways are going to be really very, very challenging. And especially later on tonight, once the sun begins to set, or the brightness goes away, the light goes away.
Nice, Eileen.
It's going to be really dangerous to be outside. We have mass transit at our disposal. We've seen buses slowing down, but still regularly making their stops. They are set up with the chain system that has come to be a normal part of winter storm operation for the MTA. Subways seem to be working without much delay. And that's really the way to go if you need to go anywhere. Keep in mind,
awesome,
though,
as
soon as you come up from a subway or step off the bus or step out to catch it, you're going to be dealing with low double-digit or single-digit temperatures around the area.
Sharing creates. I'm not even happy about having to move my car in my parking lot after the plow later. Walker in the snow. Awesome.
with temperatures staying below freezing for the next, count them, 10 days, and well below freezing for much of them, into the 20s, this snow has nowhere to go.
Stay in if you don't have to go
The city will
out.
be implementing once again something it hasn't done since 2022, and that is taking snow away and putting it into what they call a hot tub. That will melt the snow. Oh boy, you know what?
Wow.
Not the way to go. Passing on the side, on the right side, on a berm, not something you should do. A way to go. Melt the snow.
Let's watch this again.
Oh boy, they call a hot tub.
This guy went up on, this is a divider here. See, this is a 3-lane road. This guy in the snow, we watched that live. This guy goes on the berm here. You can see the plows. The snow is higher here. So this is 1, 2, 3-lane road. This idiot, let me take the chat off so you could see it. This idiot decides to come up here on the right, and the roads are wide open. There's not a lot of traffic, but this asshole had to go up on the road on the shoulder where there's deep snow, and almost hit this News 4 weather truck.
That will melt the snow. Oh boy, you know what?
What
Not the way to
asshole.
go. Passing on the side into what they call a hot tub. That will melt the snow. Oh boy, you know what?
Wow.
Not the way to
What
go.
a
Passing
jerk.
on the side, on the right side, on a
Hold on.
berm.
Hold on.
Pardon my French, but you're an asshole.
The heart rate to settle.
He gets that.
The city will be taking this snow and melting it, and that water will go directly back into the sewage system. It's, you know, something they have to do every once in a while when the cold weather creates a situation where the snow is just not going to melt away, and you need to get rid of some of that snow so other city services.
Those are people who cause accidents and cause people to lose their lives. In this type of weather, it's so easy to roll over or to get hit several times. But what a jerk. He earned the pardon my French, but you're an asshole meme. Those of you, shout out to the pardon my French, you're an asshole. If you like that, put a 1 in the chat. If you don't like it and it was too loud, I tried to lower it, press 2. But I love it. I'm putting a 1 right now. I'm preempting a 1.
Several plows on the Verrazano. So behind the plows, good. But I must tell you, we ran into several cars which were stuck going up the incline as you climb the Verrazano Bridge. So, you know, this is not the day for the bravado of, well, I have a front drive vehicle, or I have a 4-wheel drive vehicle, or, you know, my car did fine in the last storm. Well, you know, it's one thing to do fine.
I'll give you 1 more since you like it, Luigi.
Pardon my French, but you're an asshole.
And there he is. This is the car right here, the one that cut him off. He got 1 car ahead of him.
And then you have the complications of ice. So people are getting stuck and kind of fishtailing. And then the people who aren't slowing down behind them, that's when there can be, you know, problems. Oddly enough, though, we've not run into one accident on our side of the roads, which is good. But that was the situation on the Verrazano. But come at me. I'm happy to answer anything you have.
No, it's encouraging. And for our viewers, I should also note at around 12:30, we're expecting to hear from Mayor Mondame. He's going to give an update. He has a scheduled press conference at 12:30. We'll bring that anytime. But Dave, as you know, this is a first big test for a mayor. Snow cleanup has affected some mayors in the past. I'm from Eastern New York, and I got family members that still talk about Lindsay in the 70s.
Well, we can talk about Lindsay in the 70s.
Counties will get some snowy, dangerous roads expected there. Edging just a little further with any
6.5 inches of snow. Norwalk, 6 inches. Rye Brook, so into Westchester, Fairfield County, already 1/2 foot on the ground and rapidly climbing, of course, with the snowfall rates that we're seeing now. Staten Island up to 7.8 inches on the ground. Washington Heights about 1/2 foot.
Staten Island is Ed's home. The closest to me is LaGuardia. I'm probably about 15 minutes from there. I think we have more than 5 inches, but I'll show you my cameras in a few minutes. I'm going to set it up.
Bush, over 5 inches. Taking a look at some Jersey Shore totals, a little less there as we expected, in the range of 2 to 4, even close to 5 inches in Toms River. And that's going to start winding down there, but not true across central Jersey. Still a couple more hours to go, already 5 to 6 inches on the ground. Northern New Jersey.
You know what? I can respect this comment right here. NL Doubt Double Knot. This is no storm compared to where I am from. This is regular snow day. Right. But we're not used to. Last time we got a snow storm, it was a decade ago, 2016. We got 27.5 inches in 2016. So fast forward to 2026, we're looking to be at least a foot or more of snow. So I'll take a decade in between really big snowstorms. I'm talking about down here in the New York metropolitan area. People that live upstate New York, Buffalo, this is like, they're laughing at this. They're like, you're making a big deal out of 7, 8, 12 inches of snow. I get that shit twice a week. So no doubt, everything's different for every different location.
Inches of snow at Newark Liberty Airport, and that's still coming down at a heavy clip. What about Long Island? Around 5 inches to half a foot at this hour, and still plenty more snow to go. A live look outside at the plaza. Yeah, they've tried to keep up with the snow. It's impossible when you get these snowfall rates. You can see the poor visibility and some folks out there taking in the scenes on a very cold, snowy Sunday with wind chills around 0 in town. Even colder north and west. We're looking at wind chill values well below 0 from Poughkeepsie down towards Trenton. So that's the other part of the story. But notice, not as cold, not nearly as cold down the Jersey Shore, a sign of that warmer air. You can see on the big picture, the storm now beginning to wind down in Texas, but we've got a lot of snow off to the west through Pennsylvania. Travel still really not advised. As you're heading anywhere west out of town, it's not going to be a safe ride anytime soon. For that reason, the winter storm warnings remain in effect into tomorrow. So again, once the snow transitions to sleet and ice and eventually shuts down, it's not over yet. The cleanup and, of course, the aftermath of the storm will linger into your Monday morning. And that's why we're seeing the delays and cancellations already popping up. To the north, we don't have anything in the 20s like we have down the Jersey Shore. Temperatures there are still in the single digits. 4 in Lake Carmel. That cold air contributing to a very fluffy snow. The report has been saying it's a very dry, fluffy snow. That will continue for the rest of the day. Now, live storm tracker for
Annie's 8994 says, I'm 61 and I'm loving the snow. It makes me feel like a little kid again. I love the snow until I have to go and deal with it. By a show of hands, I'm 61 myself. We're the same age, my sister, from another mister. But I like to look at it from inside a nice, warm, cozy home with the heat on and sipping a little hot cocoa. But when I got to deal with that, it's like a oh hell no. Where's my oh hell no button?
Oh hell no.
That's what it is for me.
Storm Team 4's Violetta Yaz has a look at how this storm is going to continue for the next several hours during that transition. Violetta?
Hey, Rap. Yeah, so we've seen those winds pick up within the last hour or two. We're getting wind gusts right now to around 25 miles per hour. Those expected to stay elevated through the afternoon and at least the first part of the evening, when we can expect gusts to about 30 miles per hour. So that, of course, in combination with any continuing heavy snow or sleet in some cases, is really going to make for poor visibility.
I had to highlight this comment because this is my brother, retired NYPD lieutenant, my brother Mike, Mikey. He says, I'll fly to the tropics. Fuck the snow. That is my real brother. That is my brother from another mother. He lives out in Suffolk County, where they tend to get a little bit more snow than we do. Good to see you, brother. Thanks for checking in. There he is. Everybody follow that account at Mikey, my brother.
Today is not one of those days that you want to be on the roads unless you absolutely need to be. Visibility is going to be low. And then, of course, this steady, heavy snow and sleet are going to contribute to very slippery, snow-covered roads. Keep in mind, it is very cold out there, and salt then becomes less effective in these conditions. So even some of the salted roads may be in rough shape and really just needing that plow or a shovel to come through. So snow-covered roads expected. Those secondary roads likely going to be very rough as well. Winds will be gusting to 30 miles per hour, again, bringing that visibility down and keeping it really bitterly cold through the course of it today. Your hour-by-hour forecast showing that mixing line starting to push to the north. We're already starting to see some mixing here across parts of Monmouth and Ocean counties, this particular area, and we'll see that mixing line continue to lift north later this afternoon and into the evening. So once that happens, that's of course going to slow the totals down. So luckily we'll be seeing by that point several inches of snow before we get that sleet on top. You want to make sure that you are shoveling.
Thank you, DC. I will look for that. That'll be cool if I could do that. My brother's just, I highlighted it in the chat, but that's the quote from Dog Day Afternoon. After they robbed the bank, he's like, well, we'll fly to the tropics. Fuck the snow. So that's a good one. Al Pacino, Dog Day Afternoon. Good quote.
Before that sleet really starts to get going, because that's going to make things much, much heavier for you. As we approach 11 o'clock tonight, just shy of midnight, notice these temperatures near or above freezing. So we may be looking at some freezing rain, perhaps still sleeting here in and around the boroughs, and maybe still snowing well north and west. That is, of course, the area where we're expecting some of the higher totals.
This weather was from a half hour ago, so I'm going to fast forward it and see what they're talking about.
Because the snow is going to continue for a longer period of time. Things really slow down once we get past midnight, but notice by Monday, 5, 6 o'clock in the morning, maybe some wraparound light snow or light sleet first thing in the morning on Monday, and then we wind things down completely. Again, I think most of our significant accumulation.
And I'm going to say this for those of us here in the New York metro area, if that in fact is true, if we get so many different reports and so many different forecasts, but if there's sleet and wet sleet, slushy stuff coming down, it's going to create a sheet of ice, like an ice rink. So if you don't have to go out, or you don't have to go to work, or you don't have to go out for anything that's pressing, stay home. Wait until Tuesday. Wait until you get a day of the Department of Public Works and the Highway Department or your local town people to do something to treat the pavement. Because if you don't have to go out, it's the safer bet. That's for sure.
Are going to be occurring today, but we may still see some light lingering precipitation early Monday morning. So let's walk you through this zone by zone. The main concern here north and west of the city is going to be the snow. We're not expecting that mixing line to get too much further into this particular area. So we can expect those higher totals here from Pike County right through the Hudson Valley and into parts of Connecticut. So snowy, dangerous roads expected there. Edging just a little further south here, this includes the boroughs and into parts of New Jersey as well. We'll get mostly snow, but eventually we are expecting that transition to sleet and maybe a little freezing rain. But I'm thinking
I'm going to stop right here because this map shows Long Island. See this? You guys can see where my cursor is. My home is somewhere right in between New York City and Wantor. So I'm like somewhere around here. My brother's all the way up over here. Joey Brooklyn's somewhere around here. So a lot of us are from Long Island. I know Angela's somewhere around here between Wantor and Mastic. And there's a lot of people that are in the chat from this Long Island region, some from New York City, some from upstate. Just to give you guys a visual of what I'm going to show you in a few minutes. My camera is on the outside of my house.
Mostly sleet, which would be those tiny little ice pellets that you can see and sometimes hear on your windshield. So we'll get the snow accumulation first and some sleet on top. Of course, that combination is going to make for very slippery roadways and also sidewalks. So keep that in mind as well, even if you're not going to be doing any driving. Meanwhile, for Monmouth and Ocean counties, we'll get some snow first, then some sleet and ice, and then potentially just regular old rain, depending on just how high those temperatures go. And I mentioned before, we're already starting to see sort of the beginning signs of that transition happening here across places like Ocean County through other parts of South Jersey as well. So maybe we won't be getting too much more snow here in this particular area as we're starting to see those temperatures rise. That warmer air is starting to rush on in, and that's going to change the precipitation type that we see in certain areas. So of course, we've been in this very cold pattern for quite some time, but temperatures actually this evening are going to be coming up, and that's precisely why we'll get a change in the precipitation type. So by Monday, our high 29 degrees, which, believe it or not, is an improvement compared to how cold it has been. But that's going to be very brief. We get another cold push as we head into Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday. Temperatures are really going to struggle to even make it into the 20s.
So this is what's going to make it particularly dangerous, because these temps in the 20s, low 20s, with the wind chills will be down to 10 degrees or less. that's a recipe for disaster on the roads because everything will become a solid ice. So again, when you see these cold temperatures going forward 5 days, it's going to be treacherous in the affected zones where you have these cold temperatures. It's just going to make it stay longer. So if you're in a very rural area, like my stepmom, who's all the way out in Suffolk, they don't treat the roads the way they treat them over here. So as you go into more rural, you have more treacherous roads unless they're on top of it. And I'm just basing it on my stepmom's area. It's all hilly. It's not flat surfaces. It's all hills and valleys. And man, if you get on there, your car is like a sled. So it's dangerous.
On Tuesday, and then low mid-20s as we head into Wednesday and Thursday. So you can see we will be nowhere near the freezing mark or getting above the freezing mark this upcoming week. So anything that falls today that wasn't salted or that wasn't plowed or shoveled is going to stay right where it is for an extended period of time. So you want to make sure you're taking care of that around your home or your apartment, or if you're a business owner, you want to make sure you're taking care of that sooner than later. You don't want to see that snow freeze and just be sort of rock hard ice as we head into this upcoming week. So, of course, the daytime temperatures, which I just showed you, are going to be very cold. But check out these wake up temperatures around Sunday morning through the next several days. Tuesday, 16 degrees. By Wednesday, again, very low, about 2 degrees, but that does not even take into account the wind. Wind chills are going to be even lower. So although afternoons, of course, are going to be very cold, those mornings are going to be
-3, -11. Of course, it's not, some parts of the northern territories, upstate New York, they see -30, -20, -15. Up by my sister, she lives all the way up in Rockland County. Everybody who lives up north, it's cold. And it makes this look like child's play.
Very rough. In particular, we're looking at Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday when those wind chills could potentially be below 0 for a time as we're starting the day. So very cold pattern setting up for us. And taking a look at the 6 to 10 day outlook from the Climate Prediction Center, that trend continues even longer than that through the next 6 to 10 days. You can see the eastern part of the country, even extending down into Florida, likely to be locked in a much colder than normal air mass, while it gets quite hot for the West Coast. It's very common. We get sort of extremes on one coast, tends to get the other extreme on the other coast. So in our case, we'll be in that much colder pattern. Again, it's not going anywhere. So our winter storm continues for today. Temperatures, again, very, very cold, but rising a little bit as we head into the evening. For tonight, we'll see the snow sort of taper in intensity, and the sleet will taper in intensity as well. Heading into your 10-day outlook here, things start to wind down overnight. Maybe some light lingering snow and sleet first thing in the morning Monday, but improving through the day, though, again, temperatures are going to be an issue. So you want to make sure you're taking care of any snow, any sleet in and around your vicinity sooner than later, because those temperatures do not come up. We'll be below freezing here for an extended period of time and likely stuck in the 20s through much of the 10-day. Guys, back to you.
Wow.
Thank you so much, Mai. And right now, as we await for Mayor Mamdani.
So interesting stuff, to say the least, right? I just want to fast forward here. Oh, cool. This is where the Rockefeller Center Christmas tree is here, without the tree. But this is, this is where 30 Rock is. You have ice skating down here. This is a great picture, by the way. I'm glad I stopped on it. But yeah, so let me get off of this. Let me go full screen and try to get up my cameras. I want to check in with Ryan Hall because he is freaking awesome. Let's see what he's up to. Millions of subscribers, lots of coverage. Oh, he's not live. I thought he was live. He's probably been live all day. So I'll back it up a little bit and let's listen to it.
Roads still look mostly clear for the most part.
Oh, he's loud. Let's see. Let me get him on.
Not clear in terms of like literally. There's snow on the roads, obviously, but there's not a whole lot of traffic, which is good.
I'm not sure where this is. So a little bit. Oh, from Georgia.
All right, let's go to Corey Gherkin down here with our severe storms threat. We've got some big time. We've got a huge ice storm.
What the models show, simply because we're going to have frozen precipitation stuck to the ground in a lot of these places, and that's going to cause the air temperatures right at the ground to be lower than what the models think it will be. So just be wary of the cold afterward. We're not going to be exactly done with the impacts of this, and make sure you're paying attention to your faucets and all that stuff for the next few mornings.
Thank you very much, meteorologist Andy Hill. We're checking in on Brandon Kopic now. We've got somebody out here in Columbus saying level 3 snow emergency. Roads are closed to non-emergency personnel. And according to the definition that we found, you could
shout
even,
out to West Jefferson, Madison County, Ohio.
You, apparently, if you're driving in some of these areas. So that is, honestly, for this storm, the NAM did a really good job, actually. Thank goodness. But it probably will pick back up here soon.
All right, so he wrapped it up. I'm going to take that off the screen. Let me see if I can pull my cameras up. Who wants to see Duty Ron's cameras outside his house? Let's see if I could get that. Hold on. Oh, wow, it's really blowing. Woohoo! Wow. Hold on. Stand by. I want to make sure I get everything. All right, let's see if I could share this. Hold on. I'll pull this over here. Who thinks that I could do this? Who thinks I could do this? Put a 1 in the chat if you have faith in me that I could pull up my home cameras without a glitch. Press a 2 in the chat if you think I can't. I'm going to wait to see if people think I can't. Okay. The ones win. Here's a look at my front yard. Wish there was a way I could make it full screen. Oh, there we go. What happened? What happened to it? Won't show it full screen? I want to get rid of this. When I go full screen, it goes away. All right. We'll have to play with this. Let's look at my backyard. This is the backyard. My hot tub right here. Can you guys see it? When I go full screen, Joey Brooklyn, do you see it or does it go blank? It looks like it goes blank. Right? It goes blank. I wonder why. Weird. Oh, okay. Maybe that's why. Hold on. Yeah, it goes blank. It's weird. All right. Well, we'll just leave it. We'll just leave it. This is my backyard. So you could see the snow coming down. I don't know how well that's transmitting there. Let's see if I do it like this. If it goes full. Damn it. All right, let's look at the driveway. What's happening here? Front door. Why isn't it changing for me? You guys get the picture, though. See the wind blowing the snow? It's a live look at me. I'm going to try my Ring cameras. Let me take that off. Hold on. I'm going to try. Hold on. I'm going to try my Ring cameras. See if that works better. I wanted to go to the street. It's not letting me change now. Let's go to my ring. See if we have better luck with the ring. Ring cameras are okay, but they're not great, you know? Let's see if I save this. Connect, ring. Here we go. All right, here we go. All right, so the ring looks better. Good to see you, Brother Pete. Thank you for joining. Hold on. Hold, please. This will be worth it. Trust me. All right. So while we're waiting here, hold on a second. Okay. All right. I got it. Just what a pain in the ass, man. It like thinks that like there's someone trying to hack into your account. So I had to do like anyways. All right, let's do it. Share screen. These are my Ring cameras now, which are, where the hell are they? That's weird. Oh, okay. I got to shut this off. Shut that off. Oy vey. Oh, they're not showing up. Oh, here it is. I'll share screen too. This is a live look from my Ring cameras. Right now, looking back at my house. This is a pretty good look at the snow. I'll go full screen with it. So let me take the banner off. This is real time right now. Let me take the banner off. So it looks like there's a half a foot of snow or more. This is my hot tub. Can I get a hot tub? So it's a quarter of the way up the hot tub here, but you could see right here is my fire pit. I don't know if you could see my cursor, but there's my fire pit. It's about half an inch, half a foot. This is like 6 inches, but it's coming down heavy. Look at my awning is covered, my deck. Pretty cool, right? Tatted TT says beautiful. I never give up. I never give up when I want to try to do something. Kristen knows that. Many of you know that. Simi Sharp, good to see you. Watching from Houston, this is a live look at Long Island, New York, right on the Queens and Nassau border, a real live look at current conditions as they are happening right now. So Sina says it's so pretty. She visited from Italy to New York City. I couldn't see her because I wasn't feeling great and just the stars didn't align up right. Karen says, will you go in the hot tub? Probably not. Not with the wind chills in the minus. That wouldn't be good. Your skin exposed to that temperature would not be good. Minus Fahrenheit, well, maybe minus 5 degrees. So no, Karen, definitely not. Kitty McKay13 says, so pretty. Thank you for being a channel member. Seeking Justice, good to see you. So pretty. Love the snow. It's nice and cozy. Franny Melville, good to see you. Thank you for being a channel member. Hey, when you're here, while we're here, let's everybody chime in. Let me know what your first case that you started watching Crime Time with Duty Ron and Ed Wallace. If you started before Ed Wallace joined us in 2021, let us know. Let me know what was your first case that you started watching this YouTube channel, Crime Time with Duty Ron. I'm curious to know, and nobody's exempt from this. I want to hear from everybody. Please let me know what case it was that you started watching Crime Time with Duty Ron and Ed, or Duty Ron. Eileen says the Karen Reed case. We gained hundreds of thousands of subscribers from Karen Reed, so thank you for that. Chris Watts, ATS News. Wow, Amber, that's a long ass time ago. That was in the beginning. That was my first case that I covered. The one with the bag. Gabby Petito. We gained hundreds of thousands of subscribers from that case as well. Kristen is Sincere and Classic. Orrin and Orson West. Robert Brooks. We gained thousands and thousands of subscribers from Robert Brooks, and I'm so thankful to everyone that subscribed from all the different cases. So long ago, I can't even remember, says L. Hutch. I don't remember the case, but you were in your kitchen. That's from the beginning, Ghost Rider. That is a way, way back. You get a special siren for that. Pull it over, Ghost Rider. Ghost Rider, pull it over. Karen Reed, yes. Angela says, I think it's Gabby Petito. Eileen Becker's like, I can't think right now. -5, too cold. Yes, too much. She concurs. Wendy, come on now. Started when you had about 40,000 subscribers, says Jamie Joe. Thank you for that. Love it. Kylie Rodney, that was an unbelievable case that many still are very twisted over, that's for sure. Karen Reed, Junebug. We ain't got no quit. I don't remember the case, but Melanie was on. So it was from early on, not really in the beginning, but at least 2 years ago. So it was probably the missing boys, or maybe Rex Heuermann. Long Island serial killer, Rex Heuermann, Chris Watts, DC Pacific Northwest. You came here because of Gabby Petito, Cecina. I love this. I love to stay in tune with my audience. I love to stay in tune with my friends. You guys are family. So this is really Auburn Fit Tiger, says Gabby Petito. Karen Reed, all for summer. I'm surprised no one said Summer Wells, because we gained a lot of subscribers from Summer Wells as well. Kitchen table and the wallpaper, Lexi. You've been around a long time. Pete's been here from the beginning. Pete Byron, good to see you, Florida Pete. Your Dunkin' Donut handcuff cases in the car, good old days. Periscope, yeah. Sebastian Rogers, Fish 4004. More Karen Reed. Oh, wow. New York Mom, Adrian. Tommy Valva. Oh, that case still haunts me to this day. I went to the funeral and saw that little boy in the casket. It was so, so sad. And that white suit that he was dressed in, my God, I'll never forget that. I went with my neighbor, Diane. Nancy says, I don't remember, but I know Ed was already on the channel. So that's 2021 and forward. Ed started with us in 2021. The West Boys, Sharon, thank you. That's a long time you've been here. Before Ed joined, Mac Randall's an OG. Karen Reed 2.0. Karen Reed, second trial. California boys. Gabby Petito. 2009 when my daughter passed away. Caroline. Oh, man. Sending you a lot of love and strength. Never gets easy. You know, we're not supposed to bury our kids. They're supposed to bury us, right? Man. Before Chris Watts. All right, so this is a live look. Gabby Petito, Karen Reed, Gabby. Ed was here when I joined. Stacy, thank you. Becky. Gabby Petito. Janelle is just guessing, but I love that you're here. And Janelle, I'm aware of what's been happening with you, and you know, I don't want to put your personal business out there, but I continually pray for you. So, sending you a lot of love. Darlene is when I first started on YouTube. That's 2019. If you're not getting sound, just back out and then come back in. Johnny Depp. I didn't cover Johnny Depp, but I think I made one video on it. Chris Watts. All right, so that was a pretty good, the Karina Vetrano case, Joey Brooklyn. Joey, we met a long time ago. All right, what do you say I switch to a different view? What do you say we do that? Let me do this without doxing myself. Stand by. Hold, please. Hold, please. All right, let's go to the front and look at the street. What do you say? I can't show you my cars because my license plate's showing. Can't do it. No can do. Let's look at the front door. If it's not frozen, this camera always gets a lot of snow on it. So reconnect. Let's watch me doing the snow. How about that? That would be cool, I think. It's not connecting. It will not connect. Why, damn you? Damn you. Let's look at my air conditioning unit and my neighbor's driveway. Let's take a look at that. This is my central air. It's covered, by the way. I have a partial mesh cover over this central air. And this is my barbecue, my gas barbecue. But you could see how much snow. It's my neighbor's driveway. My chimney. Pretty decent look at snow still coming down pretty strong. Let's see if I could get the front to connect. The front camera won't connect for some reason. Here's a look at my awning and my deck from the top of my house. This is the top-down view. There's a camera that's right here on this shed. This is just another view. Here you really can't see the snow that good. But, I mean, if you look at the upper right corner, you can see it coming down. But this is an aluminum awning. I've had 2 feet of snow on that, and it never caved in. And this is my deck. Somebody asked, do I have a fireplace? No, that's my chimney for my heating system. I definitely don't have a fireplace. I wish I did. Inton, Florida, 60. I hope I said that right. Inton, FL, 60. Eaton, Florida, 60. No, I don't have a fireplace. Wish I did. Becky Bones, High Duty Ron. High Duty Ron's neighbor. Snow tires mandatory. Yeah. Where do you live? without saying exactly. Katina, good to see you. Jersey Tomato said, "Where's your pizza oven?" I don't have one. If you want to bring me one, I'll take it. I'll accept it as a gift, a one-time gift. Conservative Felon, I love you too, Joe. Good to see you. How you making out? Hope everything's good. Everybody's got to check out the daily life. He gives 3 daily life hacks or life advice. That's his new series that he's been doing, and everybody loves it. Go over, catch 22 Conservative Felon. Go subscribe. Congratulations on hitting that 18,000 subscriber mark. That is, that's quite a feat, and you're doing a great job, Joe. So keep up the great work. Keep the content rolling. We all love you. We appreciate you. So thank you. Yes, today's life advice. Yes. All right, let's see if I can get one more view to pop up because the front view is the best. The street. See if I can get the street. My front door is probably frozen solid. And I wanted to see if I can go back and see me shoveling, but you know what? F this thing. I'm going back to my cameras, front yard, home. Let's see if I can go back. Remote playback. Remote playback. Front yard. Let's do it. Let's catch. Oh no, that's not me. I don't want that. Front door. All right, let's catch me doing some snow. Let's see if I can do this. When did I do that? Around 10? Play. Yeah. Oh shit, there I am. That's a pretty damn good guess. Duty Ron. Play. That's me. I'm putting down some putting down a little bit of ice and snow, calcium chloride. Let's see. Let me see. Doing my neighbors down the block. All right, let's play it from here. Oh. Hold, folks. Where am I? Okay. I had to have come out here. All right, there I am. Hi, Vay. Where are you, Duty Ron? All right, here I come. Slow down. Duty Ron, you're going too fast. I have it on. There I am. It's a little wireless, cordless, battery operated snowblower. And it works pretty damn good. I'll be honest with you. Works pretty damn good. So I'm doing my neighbors at this time. Let's see what happens when I come back. All right, here I am. All right, this is it. This is from the beginning. We're getting it from the beginning. So what is that, about 4 inches, 5 inches? It ate through it really quick. That's in slow, that's regular one-time speed. So I go straight. Now I try to do the driveway a little bit. I just bought it. It just came yesterday. I never had a snowblower until then. It's about 4 inches, right? Joey Brooklyn. Well, it's about 4 inches of snow, I think. I think that's a good estimate. Yeah, people use leaf blowers. This won't work with this. Leaf blowers won't work. And this is not sped up. This is real time. That's how fast I was going. And I believe I do the driveway here. And then I try to do a path up here where our cars are parked. So this was right out. You think it was 5? No, it's not 5. This is about 4 inches. Now, I'll tell you, if this was 2 months ago, if this was December or, November, I couldn't have physically done this. So I am on the mend. I'm feeling better. And this was a bit of a push for me to do this. But I figured if it's light and easy to move, you see how quickly I'm going through it. It's good exercise. And, I did all the way down to the right where that car is parked on the wrong side of the street. I did all the way over there. I did all the way back to the left. And it has headlights. You see the little lights on the front of this thing? The thing has headlights. So if you do it at night, you can see what you're doing. So it's pretty good. All right, I'm going to put me back on. So as we watch Duty Ron push the snowblower real time at 10:44 a.m. This day, today. So I got good news about the tumor on my spine, the cancer on my spine within my spine sheath. That came back as negative, no cancer, but they still want to watch it. But there's 2 other tumors in my back that still are outstanding and that they have to try to figure out what they are. I have confirmed thyroid cancer, but that's active surveillance. But these tumors in my back, I get a epidural treatment, a needle in my spine. I just got it December 16th. And that helps to dull the pain, but I still have pain there in the back on my lower left back. And again, I'm starting, to do physical therapy. I dropped about 13 pounds of weight, which helps tremendously with back issues and inflammation. And I go on February 26th for another PET scan to see about the other 2 tumors in my back to see if they've grown or they've gotten smaller or if they stayed the same. So I'm praying for them to stay either the same or got smaller. That's February 26th. And then they'll make a decision based on that PET scan, what they're going to do with me, whether they'll do surgery to remove or just active surveil or radiation. They can't do chemotherapy for back tumors. So it would either be the radiation, active surveillance, or nothing. Just monitor it again. So the reason that I was feeling so bad, and is nobody really can tell me definitively, is obviously I have active cancer. I have lymphoma, which is right now is not active, thank God. But they still have to keep checking me every 6 months with PET scans to make sure that lymphoma hasn't reoccurred and to make sure that the tumors that are in my back, that there's not any extra that pop up. So it's good news. I feel stronger. The loss of weight and eating healthy and a non-inflammatory diet. I hope to be down by the summer over 20 pounds, I hope. Through I have a walking treadmill here to the left of me in my studio. So I put my music on, put my headphones on, and I do an hour in the morning and I do an hour at night. So 2 hours a day, diet, exercise, and staying active has made me feel better to where I could come live for over an hour today with you guys, hour and 24 minutes. So it's not like it's a miracle that I'm better. Look, I'm all the way down the block now. See, I did my next door neighbor, and now I'm doing that one. I feel better, but I can't push it. So not being live, it hurts me because I want to be with you guys. I want to do live streams with you guys. But if I can't concentrate because I'm in pain, then there's no way I could do it. So I have to work on me. And these last 2 months, I worked on me. And I've also resigned as of January 30th, next Friday, from work. I can't work anymore. So I put in my resignation. It's just not fair to the company. I take a lot of time off. So my position as security director at Amazon, at my Amazon warehouse, is I put my resignation in on January 2nd. I gave them 30 days to find a replacement for me. So I had to stop working because now my work now is to get me healthy and to get better and fight this cancer. So I had to stop working. And you know me, I do drink water bottle. I have water. I do drink water. I know people say it's not good to drink it out of these bottles. I have a metal container that I drink water out during the day. Today it wasn't clean, so I had to get one of these. So the job that I did for a long time, I had to resign from, and that hurt me to resign. But I come first. My health comes first, and that's it. That's all that I have to, without your health, you have nothing. So that's the bottom line. So let me see if I can get this rolling back. What happened here? Let's see if I come back into the picture. Let's look. This is a current look at right now. I think. No, that's not right now. What the hell am I saying? This is just another look at a different angle. I got like 30 cameras on the outside of my house. So that's exactly what I'm doing is I as of January 30th, which is this Friday coming up, and it's my son's birthday. So celebration of his birthday and me retiring from work, period. And I hope that in February, Ed and I can jump back into full force Crime Time with Duty Ron. We got a lot of stories to cover, a lot of cases to get on. We'll get on new ones. We'll get on old ones. And we'll be back in the mix. So for those of you who have missed all of our stuff, I know harmful chemicals with the plastic. I know. It's too late for that with me. Thank you for the birthday wishes for my son. Yes, harmful chemicals. I got it. I'm working on heavy protein. I'm using weights, but I'm also get my cardio in, and it seems to be working. Less cardio and start weights. I will train you online for free. Send me a DM. I always like to learn about increasing my muscle and lean body mass for strength. So I'm monitoring my muscle mass, and I'm making sure that I'm not losing it. So I'm actively intaking a lot of protein, and I've changed my diet. Anyways, Eileen says, will you cover Aaron Spencer? I want everybody in the bottom of this video in the comments to let me and Ed know what cases you want us to cover. What would you be interested in hearing Ed and I cover? True crime cases. So do that. Leave me a message down below in the comments section here. All right, let's get up to speed with a live look at this. Hold on. Let's see what we're doing right now. Forget about Duty Ron. You guys saw me plowing the snow. All right, this is a live look here. What time is it right now? 1:38. So this is as close to live as we can get. Wait, we can get live, right? Oh no, because it's a playback. So let's see. Yeah, so this is what it looks like. Everything that I plowed is gone. All of my work is gone. The plowing means nothing. Aaron Spencer. Yes. Amazing Aunt, she comes in as I'm leaving. I'm getting ready to go. So, itty bitty, I'm sending prayers for you for your surgery on February 6th. Blocked leg. I'm having surgery on February 6th. Blocked bad leg. Ellen Greenberg in Philadelphia, Pennsylvania. How do I DM you? Go on social media, any one. I'm on every piece of social media, Duty Ron. Go there, follow me on social media, Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, X, or whatever the hell you want to call it, TikTok, Duty Ron, straight across the board, or go to dutyron.com where you can send me a message and, send me information. Ice activity, there's a ton of it outside in front of my house, but I get what you're saying. I hate to do coverage on stories that tears our communities apart. I'm aware, obviously, of what's going on and what has gone on in Minnesota. For the benefit of all of us, I choose not to make. Probably in the future, I would maybe make a statement on it, but I choose not to do dedicated live streams on that because it's so inflammatory. And in this day and age, I believe that with a community that we've built here, I don't want to turn people on each other, and I feel that that's all that would do, even though I do have a lot to say about it. But at the end of the day, I got to make these decisions as the commander-in-chief of Crime Time with Duty Ron, and I look out for the best interest of everybody here. So we all have strong opinions on that, and I don't want to ruin relationships with people or have people, go and attack each other for no. I just choose not to, but I appreciate it. I know what you're saying. I know what you guys are saying. So I love you guys all and respect you more than putting myself and clicks and views and all that shit. It doesn't mean that is not the main purpose of what we're doing here. So, I just choose to let you guys have your own, open, dialogue within yourselves or however you choose to get that. But we're not going to do that here. That's for sure. Love and respect to all you guys. So that was a look. I came through with all the promises. I gave you a live look outside my home, which is a live look right now at what the current conditions are. It's still snowing heavy. And I got in a 2-hour live stream. So, hour and 32 minutes. So I love you guys. I thank you for being here. Please remember right now, while you're here, hit the like button. That helps a lot. Hit that thumbs up. It doesn't hurt to do that. It costs nothing. Make sure you share the video, like the video, leave a comment. Engagement. Thank you to all who came and visited with me. Thank you to the replay viewers. And for folks who are in the affected areas, please, again, be safe. If your power goes out and your home is getting cold, call the authorities. Call 911. Call your local fire department. Have them come and take you to a warming center, even if you have to just sleep overnight or whatever the case may be. You can die from frostbite. You can die from hypothermia. If your home gets too cold with no heat, it will. And some people go to drastic measures like turning on a gas stove and, like all kinds of stuff. Just be safe. Use your head and don't say, I can't do anything. I have to stay here. So I love you guys. I respect you all. Thank you for being here. And as Ed always says, stay safe, stay prepared, and watch your six. Well, I'm saying that today for Ed. And I'm also saying, God bless the world. God bless the United States of America. But most importantly, God bless each and every one of us here in the chat and the replay and part of the community. I love you guys and thank you.